Okay.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to the stream of Howdy Radio, the Next Generation, episode 36.
Dude, 36 to 37. I'm going to have to change it. I remember.
I wrote 36 because that's what you told me.
I'm pretty sure that's right. I think 35 was last. Yes, 36.
Alright.
I mean, you can check.
Yep, I'm going to. 35 was the last one.
On December 6th. Is that the day?
December 9th.
Oh, I thought it was the day before. Oh my goodness, that's a big time jump.
Yes.
I forgot about that big time jump.
Now we're going to get back to doing it normal. So.
Yes.
All right.
Now we have a good mic and everything.
Yes.
We can show this that way. Remember?
Mic. Yeah. Check out our cool
new mic. Yeah, we're professionals now.
So I got
Why do you have it
this
upwards?
yesterday.
Oh wait, no, because
I just moved
it's down.
So yeah, pretty cool mic.
Yes.
Hopefully it sounds as good as it looks.
And we think it does.
We think it does. So today will be the first test of both of us using it. I used it last night for Unknown Pod, and I think it sounded good. So we'll see what it sounds like once it's all mixed and whatnot. So right now it's just me and Lane, but here in a little bit I'm going to invite our good buddy Brian Taggart to the live stream where he's going to be joining us for most of the episode.
Yes.
So we'll explain all that on the episode.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right. This is exciting because this is like all new.
Are we doing what's up first?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Yes. Is what's up going to be like the 10-minute thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. And then we'll get Taggart on, and then the whole rest
of
the show.
So we're not going to have a what's up and then the actual thing, and then we're not going to have what's up and then our thing, and then Taggart. Right. What's up is now like our thing.
It's just our monologue.
Okay.
And then our guest is on the rest of the episode.
We should say something about that. How like our monologue, that kind of thing.
Yeah. I planned on explaining how we were going to do all that. You ready?
Yes.
Let's do it. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Howdy Radio, the Next Generation, episode 36. I'm Brandon.
I'm Lane.
And this is our first episode of 2019.
Yes, it is.
So not only is it our first episode, we're kind of making this like the relaunch of this
new year, new Howdy Radio.
That's right. We're gonna change it up a little bit. I mean, not a ton, but a little bit. We're gonna start doing different themes every week, as opposed to just kind of talking and doing our little monologue at the beginning of the show and then doing like 2 or 3 segments. Yeah. One of them's always music, one of them's always video games or whatever. But we're going to switch it up for a little bit now just to do something different. So
And also, when we did that, at least I felt like it was more, we drowned out things way too much longer than we planned to. So we would be talking about something. We were like, okay, we're going to do this for about 2.5 minutes. And then we realized it's been 10 minutes of us doing this. Mm-hmm. And then we kind of cut short the other things that we're talking about because of that.
Yeah.
So this would definitely probably help that.
Yeah. So today, once we get to that part of the episode, we're going to have our good buddy Brian Taggart join us. We're kind of going to work him into the show to be like a regular special guest of the show is what we want to do. And then we're going to do better about getting a special guest on the show. That was something that we wanted to do when we first started this version of Howdy Radio. And then we kind of slacked off after a few weeks and it ended up just being me and Lane. So we're getting back to we want to have guests on and not have guests on just for a little special guest segment at the end of the episode, but basically the whole episode. And then we'll be talking about a different theme each week. Like today, the 3 of us, we're going to talk about what's going on in wrestling. Since we got Taggart on the show, it's like the Unknown Wrestling Podcast, episode 2, built right into this episode. So we got a lot to talk about with wrestling. So that's going to be our show once we get there today. And if you don't know anything about wrestling and you're not a wrestling fan, listen to it because there's a lot of kind of new cool stuff going on that you might want to know.
This is like the time right now to start watching wrestling. Because it's like the stuff that used to happen, all those kind of things, wasn't the greatest and didn't show what wrestling can be. Mm-hmm. But now we have all this new stuff that's been happening, and this is a great time to actually get into wrestling.
That's a really great point. Yeah. So we're going to talk about that. That'll be our topic for today. Next week, I don't know what our topic will be next week. We'll get there, but we're thinking stuff like, maybe a Simpsons episode, maybe an episode about fighting games, or an episode about Adam Sandler movies. Just I don't know, just stupid different stuff or whatever. I think that'll be
Howdy Radio stuff.
Yeah. So I think it'll be fun switching it up like that. I think it was time to switch it up.
Yeah.
So that's what we're looking to do. But for now, we got a minute to kind of talk
about what we've been doing the last couple weeks.
So Christmas has happened since we did a podcast last. Christmas was cool, I think, this year. We enjoyed ourselves. What else? Happy New Year, all that good stuff.
We modded our Switch.
Yeah, let's just get to the stuff that we actually want to talk about.
Yeah. Not the 2-second.
Hopefully I don't get in trouble for saying that on a podcast, but
one of the Nintendo employees are just like watching all the podcasts to try to find out which ones are modding the Switch.
Yeah, that's cool. At least somebody's listening to our show.
Yeah, that's one more viewer.
What's up, FBI guy? How you doing? Yeah, so it's kind of been a pain in the butt, kind of getting all the kinks worked out of it and everything, but I'm still having a problem playing one of the 2 different types of files that there are for it. So that's been kind of a bummer. But at the same time, like, I got a bunch of great games on there.
Yeah, we already have a lot of great games.
Yeah. There's a couple main ones that, like, that I wanted to get. Like, these are the first games I want to get that I still haven't got because I can't.
So they're not the right file.
Problems, yeah. So what have you enjoyed playing on Switch since we've got some new games?
I've been playing the crap out of the new Smash Bros. Game.
He was stupid.
It's not that... Okay, you just got to get into it. Like, I didn't know if I would enjoy it since I don't have good experiences playing it because I've played with a bunch of people that I've played since the beginning of the series. So I played this one, and last night I actually got all the characters, all 74 characters. It took me about 10 days.
Dr. Mario was the last one, huh?
And he was the most annoying one. He was so frustrating.
That's pretty cool that he was the last one.
Throwing those stupid pills at me.
Oh man. Yeah, I've every Nintendo generation I've tried whatever new Smash comes out, and I've never been good at it. I've never even really understood how to play it. I have that problem with most fighting games that aren't Mortal Kombat because my brain wants to play every fighting game the way that you play Mortal Kombat. I can't help it. I can't not do it. And it's made me terrible at Street Fighter over the years. And
I want to get into Street Fighter.
But Smash is just a whole other beast, and
it is so complicated. It's probably the most complicated game that I've ever played. It is very, very complicated.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still not wanting to give up on it. Like, I still want to keep trying it because I feel like at some point I'm going to be like, oh, okay, this is cool.
You also got to choose the right character.
Yeah.
You keep choosing Wario.
Yeah, I just choose people
I like. Wario is one of the least powerful characters in the game.
I got you.
You got to choose.
But when we're
like
playing
Little
Mario
Max
Tennis, I choose Wario, and I dominate.
Yeah, but
I'm really good at Mario
when
Tennis.
You play like Little Max, kind of in the middle.
Yeah,
and he's really good.
I'd like to try to be Little Max. We've been playing some. I bought Mike Tyson's Punch Out, the original cartridge for my Nintendo, with some Christmas bonus money that I had. It's the most expensive NES game I've bought since going back to this whole retro thing that I've got going on right now. I think it was like $20 or $25. I think I paid for it 25. Well worth it, hands down. It's just my favorite video game ever, so I'm so glad I own that game.
Yeah.
What else on the Switch? Mario Tennis has been one that, like, that game came out and I didn't really think anything about it, but then I got it on the Switch now, and it's like, oh, I forgot like how much I really do.
I thought about it. There are multiple games that we have now that I've thought about like spending some money on, and then I realized it's like, it's not worth $60. Like, no. I don't feel like it's worth the $60.
I agree with that.
I feel like the only game that we have on there that's worth $60 is Smash.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I've been playing Octopath Traveler a little bit. I haven't really got too far into it, but I started up a new save file because I was able to load the demo file that I played a few months back. But I was just like, no, I'll start from the beginning. I picked a different person to be, and I'm looking forward to playing through that game a lot.
But it kind of like how you are right now in Octopath and where, like, when we modded it, it kind of sucks because that's such a good game to play, like, on the go. And, like, right now, there wasn't a lot of things that we're like doing. That's like for band competitions not happening right now. Like that's a great game to have while you're at a band competition. Yeah. So
I can't wait to put a bunch of hours into that game. That's one of the main ones I want to play this year. What else? Anything else?
I was playing.
I feel like that was something else that we said that we wanted to talk about during the monologue, other than just what we've been playing. Was there not?
Well,
we got a new microphone here. We didn't talk about that on the show. We talked about that pre-show. We're seeing it on the show as well.
Yes.
But hopefully we sound good podcast-wise, because I got a super cool new microphone. Yes. And I like it a lot.
And it's kind of hard to know if we do sound good because our speakers on our computer right now are not the greatest.
Yeah, I'm using this old computer, and it's got some old crappy speakers on it. And I was like kind of doing some mic test with the new mic yesterday and today. And then I'd play them back, and I'd be like, man, that doesn't really sound very good, I don't think. But I think it's actually the speakers. Like, there is zero bass in the speakers.
Yeah, we just now, like, listened to the Unknown podcast that they just recorded last night. Mm-hmm. And we just watched it on our phone just for a minute just to see if it sounded good. And it sounded amazing. Yeah, and then we listened to it on this computer, and it sounds awful. Yeah. So it's kind of weird listening to it on here.
We got this crazy setup down here in our basement. One day we'll like move the webcam around and like give them a tour of this area that we're in. I have the desk that we're sitting at now is a Windows PC. That was my primary computer until I bought a Mac Mini, which was probably about 6 or 7 years ago. And that desk is like 3 feet to the right of where we're sitting right now. Yeah. And that's the one that we've used for every single one of Howdy Radio's Next Generation.
So that's also why, if you're watching a live stream, we are flipped.
Yeah, that's right. And the background is a little bit different.
Because I am on the right side.
That's right.
Also using Dad's chair.
Yeah.
Because we are using the Windows
computer. I'm not in the squeaky chair. You got the squeaky chair. Yeah.
But I can't sit back like I want to, because if I sit back, you'd be like, no, come up and come talking to the mic.
Yep. So it's kind of cool. We kind of got a new little setup going over on this computer. I'm using a Windows computer to do this for the first time in a long, long time.
Which is good, because you've like really only been using the Windows computer like down here for a little bit because of the mod.
The Switch stuff I decided to do on the Windows computer. And I've kind of just been doing more stuff over here. And so nerd stuff.
Yes.
I'm looking to get a new computer here maybe in the somewhat near future. And I'm gonna go Windows. I'm not sticking with Mac. Their cheapest computer now is $800. The Mac Mini that I bought, when I bought it, it was $600, and that was the cheap base model. And it's been a great computer. It's I mean, it still works good. But now they just released the new Mac Minis, and the cheapest base model is $800, and the specs in it are terrible. So I can't. There's no way.
Right?
Just I'm not doing that. No way. Yeah. So back to Windows I go.
Yes.
All right. So that's it, right? I
think so.
Cool. So let's get into this. We'll get Taggart on here, and let's talk about some wrestling. All right.
What's? Do you want me to close that door up there, or did you already do that?
We're fine.
Right. Just making sure.
I need to download the Resident Evil 2 demo today.
All right, forgot about that. It's on Switch?
No.
I want to try that out, because I know that that's more like Resident Evil 7. We should have talked about that. I would.
I don't want our What's Up segment to always be video game talk either, though.
Well, that's like what we've been doing. The last couple weeks has been you just doing this Switch. We haven't really been doing other things. We haven't gone to all into.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to
my God, it sounds so bad
for today. next week. I don't want to.
I played this one, and yes,
Yeah, hopefully it sounds better over there.
it does. Like, it's not. You need to get that out of your head. That it does sound good. Just these speakers are not good. You gotta get that out of your head, because then you're gonna start thinking that it's not good, and then you're gonna act, and then you're gonna get rid of this mic when you didn't have to.
I need a speaker. I'm gonna be doing stuff over. All right, just waiting for Taggart here.
You already invited him?
Yeah.
Inviting him is weird because you're inviting the email.
What?
Inviting on here is weird because you're inviting them on the email. That's kind of weird because it's through Google, so they have to be like in the emails like that too.
Or if they're on Google Hangout, then they just get like a phone call.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
So this is the really exciting part of the show. Let's get a picture.
I was just gonna post my story. I need to make a link. I forget how to make a link.
Try it again. Turn
on. Okay. You know, one of the coolest things that I found out today, well, a couple days ago, was that for the first time ever, the Xbox is able to stream. Was that I'm able to stream on Twitch at 1080p on Xbox, which is I could never do that for a while. I could only stream at 720, and then I like watched it over and I'm like, oh my god, that actually looks like really freaking good. Copy link. Paste. Boom. Attach. This was what it was really cool to post this on my story yesterday, saying that because that was the like slogan was everyone is here because everybody that's ever been in a game. And I said one of my favorite games I've played in a while, but OMFG was the grind card. There were a couple of times I was just gonna stop playing. There were a couple characters I did not think I could ever beat, and it got annoying very, very fast. Especially because
what error trying to join this. What do you got? This video call ended because of an error, but we're still alive. Oh, there he is.
Oh,
what up, dude? I cannot hear you. Check your sound settings. Can you hear me?
why do you have it muted? He muted himself.
Lane says you muted yourself.
Yeah. Why do you keep doing? No, stop. Stop muting him. Let me unmute him. Yeah, okay. It does not recognize a mic for him, I don't think. Yeah, it does not recognize a mic.
All right, what's going on? Have you gone into your... Can you hear me? Thumbs up, you can hear me? Okay.
Okay. So
go into your settings and your audio settings, and is your microphone selected there?
yeah, go to your settings, and then it should be a microphone.
I thought I heard you there for a second. Did I not? Okay.
There we go.
Better?
Yeah, there you are.
Yes.
Sweet.
Cool.
There
I guess technically we should be wearing headphones.
Yeah. Let's put it in.
That's the one I used last night, but it's only one. I have a headphone. Oh well. This week we'll just do it this way. Do you have Audacity on your computer?
Yeah, I think so.
Can you record your microphone while we do this as well?
Try.
So does that mean it's gonna be like echoey?
Yeah, it'll pick up the microphone a little bit. But the good thing is with a condenser mic, you have to talk into the front of it, so hopefully it doesn't pick up as much coming from the back of it there.
Test it real quick. See how it is.
Phone on silent.
Yes. I used to put mine on Do Not Disturb.
Let's try something.
It's you anyway.
Test, 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 test. Say something, Taggart.
Say something, Taggart.
It's you anyway. Test, 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 test. Say something, Taggart. Say something, Taggart.
Wait, did he say that on Taggart?
Yeah.
Oh. It didn't sound too bad.
Alright. Drink.
If my Audacity will open, that is. Oh, it's still loading.
Andy has just said so many times that he had no idea about his surprise party last night that makes me think that he did know. Like,
Yeah.
you said it too many times that you didn't know.
Did he just say like thank you?
Yeah, he just text to a bunch of people saying thanks for last night.
Or he just doesn't know at all, and he's
Hello, 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 hello. Say something, Wiley.
What up, dude?
What's up, my dude?
Hello, 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 hello. Say something, Wiley.
What up, dude? What's up, my dude?
You got headphones you can wear?
Yeah,
Cool.
I got earbuds.
Cool. I think we'll be all right. It might not sound the best with us not using headphones, but
Well, yeah,
I'll make
yeah,
sure
yeah.
I'm prepared next week. I don't even know if we have two pairs of headphones in the house. I mean, you could use like your...
I could. You want me to use that real quick? I can use that.
All right, let me find a splitter.
You can just use it into both speakers.
There's only one on this speaker. I'll have to split this.
Do you have a splitter?
I think so. Give me just a second, Tiger. I'm gonna
All right.
grab a splitter. Yep. Right, exactly where you're going.
this. Okay. Putting this right here, so I did not forget that. I'm using my professional gaming headset, Tiger.
Righteous. It's like your dad is too.
Whoa, that was weird. I wasn't ready for that.
Say something.
Say something.
Say something else.
Say something else.
Is it really staticky on yours?
Yeah, kind of. That's just his background noise, though. That's what it was earlier.
Say something again.
Say something again.
Yeah, that's just background noise.
I don't have anything going. I got headphones in.
Okay, yeah. You sound like extremely distorted.
Awesome.
I think it's probably the splitter here.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to have to do it without the splitter then. I mean, we won't be able to understand what he's saying if we listen to him that way.
I could hear what he was saying perfectly fine.
Okay, well, I could not. Let me try one of these other jacks here.
Yeah, I could definitely hear what he was saying.
Okay, it sounded really, really bad coming out of mine. All right,
Okay, talk.
Talk. Yo, what up, yo, dogs and howdy shiznizzles.
I think it's your earbuds.
I use this earbud for every unknown podcast. I just used it last night.
It doesn't sound bad for me at all.
So let's see what happens. Here. Talk.
See. How do you do in American? I don't know. Better?
No, mine sounds really bad.
Let me hear yours. Okay, talk.
This is the sound test that never ends.
That sounds awful.
All right, so what else do I have that I can use?
What's
your big white ones?
Use your earbuds. You're like Apple
I
earbuds.
don't know
And
what those are. I need okay.
get Charles real quick.
I've got the adapter right there, right?
Yeah,
Or no, that goes the other way around.
Where's those big white ones you used to have?
I don't know.
What about your big black
those
ones?
shit out on me.
What about your big black ones?
Big black.
The ones the over the head ones that I was
Okay, I think I know where those are.
Yeah.
Those are in the basket upstairs, I think.
Subtagger.
Much.
This is so weird using it without a actual mic thing on it.
Snowball?
No, with with this part on my actual headset.
Oh, I got you.
We're not having that on there. It also is weird having this microphone right here too.
It's quite an elaborate setup.
Yeah. Definitely different than we're used to. You find it?
Yeah.
It's quite a setup there.
All right, say something again.
Say something again.
Oh, perfect. Are you good over there?
Righteous.
Awesome.
I probably it sounds
I'm
better.
trying to keep it about as low as I can. Can you still hear good there, Lane?
Say something, Tucker.
You.
Yeah, it sounds perfect. I feel like it actually sounds better with that splitter.
Okay. It sounds better in your headphones than it does out of the speakers. That's for sure, because your headphones are.
Well, I know, but I was also just listening to him in my headphones too. What's that? Make sure I definitely hear him.
So what do I need to do on my Audacity? Just
press
Here
record.
in a second, I'll tell you to hit record, and then at the end of it, you'll save it as a WAV file, and
Right.
then I will share a Google Drive folder with you.
Okay.
You can dump the wave in there, and then I will attempt to put them together and all that good fun stuff.
Okay. Do we need to like start them together or?
So here's what we did last night with Unknown Pod. We did this for the first time last night. So we hit record, and then Scott did like a 3, 2, 1, and then we all clapped in unison. So that big spike then shows up on your Audacity where that big clap is, and then that is an easier way to help sync stuff up.
Gotcha.
So we'll try that.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready to roll?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right, let's go.
Hmm?
So let's go.
You know what?
Oh, it's gonna be hard for you to hear me though.
Why?
Well, you like just said you were just like couldn't hear what I said, so I'm good. Oh, did you have both ones on? Is that why?
I'm deaf anyway, so
Okay.
I'm gonna go like this,
What them
so
off?
that this ear is open to hear
Okay.
you better.
That's why I have this. This is what I always do with my earbud. That's why I can hear you guys when you yell, and that's why Tyler can't. Especially because these are completely noise canceling ones, and I can barely hear anything.
Gotcha.
So
All
it
right.
kind of makes it
Let's
worse.
talk about wrestling. You ready? All right. Let's go ahead and hit record. All right. You recording?
Yep.
All right. So I'll say 3, 2, 1, and then we'll clap at the same time, and hopefully that'll help. Ready? 3, 2, 1. All right. Yours was a little behind, but whatever. All
About
right.
11.0.
Yep. We'll figure it out. That's how we were last night too. All right.
Well, there's always mic delay, so that's why.
Yep. All right. You want me to bring it in?
Yeah, that's what you always do.
All right. Let's go like a 5-second pause, and then we'll start it.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Howdy Radio, the next generation. Our special guest today, Brian Taggart.
Hey, how's it going?
Doing pretty good, man. How you been? We haven't hung out in forever, so how have you been?
And I want
Oh, you know.
Right on. You ready to talk some wrestling? Because we're ready to talk some wrestling.
Yeah. Bring it on.
Let's get into it. So the three of us, we went to that big wrestling show in Chicago over the summer or
Yes.
fall or whatever it was.
September.
So the big thing we want to talk about now is because like a week ago, the people that put that show together and ran that show have now announced that they've got their own wrestling company that's coming out that is officially started now,
Yes.
called All Elite Wrestling. So
Mhm.
let's talk about it. What do you guys
Yes.
think? Are you excited? You think it's stupid? You think it's going to work? You think it's going to be the biggest thing in the world? What do you think?
I think it's gonna do well. I don't know if it'll ever top WWE, but
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know that.
I think
don't
it'll
think
do
anybody-
well. It's got a lot of funding backing it, and
Yeah, they're
So-
giving away a lot of money apparently. Like the contracts that people are signing are apparently like huge.
Yeah.
so I was reading another thing about Chris Jericho last night, and apparently the contract that they offered him is the most he's ever gotten,
I saw
even
that.
more than he got from WWE.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That is crazy. I
And
saw
those
that.
and those saying that they're paying everyone equally too.
Mhm.
Probably not as much as Chris Jericho because they needed him.
Yeah, that's
but-
they're talking about that whole equal pay thing, and you gotta. I'm not real sure how to get on board with that because, like, obviously, like Joey Janela is not going to get paid as much as Chris Jericho does. That's not going to happen. It shouldn't.
Well, no,
I don't think.
they
right?
were saying that the women get paid
That the
the
women
same
will get
as the
paid
men.
as the men.
It's not saying that like the main event guys don't get paid. Will get paid the same as the
Yeah.
first match on the card
So
guys.
like the women's champion will get paid
The same as the
amount
men's
as
champion.
men's champion, which is
So-
cool. Which is very
Yeah.
cool.
That was like again one of the only things I actually got to see because when I was trying to watch the stream of everything, my YouTube and my phone decided to be really stupid.
Alright, so
and I
let's-
couldn't watch some of it. So
Let's back up a little bit here to where we got to where we are now.
Yeah.
So these guys that we're talking about are Cody Rhodes, who used to work for the WWE. He's
Yeah.
Dusty Rhodes' son. He did not
Goldust's
renew his
brother.
Goldust's brother. he did not renew his contract with WWE. It was probably a year ago, maybe 2 years ago or something now.
Like 2.
Yeah, it's like 2, I think.
So he's come out pretty strong since then and kind of really helped change what indie wrestling was doing and stuff. So him, the Young Bucks are kind of the main ones in all of this.
Yeah.
And so they run a YouTube series called Being the Elite. And that's where like all of this, like, that's where the storylines for all of this stuff, come from, is from their YouTube show, which is fantastic. It's something so different and new, like, is a way to consume wrestling than it ever has been before. So they had been hinting, like, in the last 3 or 4 months of 2018 that like something big was going to happen on January 1st. Yeah. A lot of people thought that they might be going to WWE because that's kind of what they were leading people to believe on Being the Elite. But I think we're all extremely happy that that's what ended up not happening.
Yes.
So they did a big reveal on a special episode of Being the Elite that came out on midnight on New Year's.
Well, not midnight, like 3 o'clock here.
It was midnight California time.
Yeah.
So me and Lane, we stayed up till 3 a.m. to watch it. And they announced that their next pay-per-view is going to be called Double or Nothing. And then, like, the reveal at the end was All Elite Wrestling.
Well,
so,
it was so cool.
It was.
Like, how they did it.
The
it
way
was
they
so
did
awesome.
it. Like, those guys, they're so good at what they do on Being the Elite. And it was such a cool reveal. Like, I mean, it was so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
So then a few days later, they've held this big press conference, and they announced that Double or Nothing will be in Las Vegas in May. So that kind of makes it to where we can't go this year, unfortunately. Yeah. But I'm actually really looking forward to like getting everybody together and like watching it in the basement on the TV
get Josh,
too. Yeah, we got Josh will come over.
Like, because he was talking about how, like, when we were there, he talked about like, hey, give me some. Once we know anything about the next one.
So it'll be cool. Maybe we always get together for the Royal Rumble. We always get together for WrestleMania. So like now
are we getting together for a Royal Rumble?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So now we'll have this other company that we're watching from the very beginning.
Yeah, and now like all the pay-per-views will be like how WWE used to be, and like everybody might come over. Now we'll watch all these indie stuff. It'd be awesome.
So their big one was that they announced at the rally was Chris Jericho. He's signed, I think, a 3-year deal is what I've read, or was it 5-year maybe?
I think it was 3 from what I read too.
I think Cody and the Bucks made a 5-year deal is what theirs was.
I'm guessing they will renew it once that's over.
Yeah, as long as it's still a company. So the guy that is funding All Elite Wrestling, I forget his name,
Khan.
K-H-A-N. Jake, first name?
I'm not sure. I have to look it up.
I know who you're talking about.
Okay, so the guy that technically owns the thing is he also owns the Jacksonville Jaguars football team, and as Taggart told me a couple days ago, he owns a couple European sports teams as well. So apparently the Khan family is like super rich. So apparently he's been wanting to get into the wrestling game, and kind of saw that this is happening in the wrestling world now, that there's a possibility of a new company. And
Shahid Khan.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a quick short name.
He's Pakistani American.
Gotcha. Well, he's got a ton of money, and he's paying for all this. So that's going to be a big thing. They need to get a TV deal, and to do that, they need to spend a lot of money to make the show look good.
And some rumors that I've actually seen was they might get a TV deal with either TNT or TBS.
Yeah. So TBS has been wanting to get back into wrestling, having a wrestling show for a couple years now. And so this seems
it's just been nothing that could compete with WWE. So
I think that's one thing too, though. Like going into it, like, and I think AEW isn't even like trying to make it like we're going to compete with WWE. Like it's just another different show. Like they can all exist and not have to like try to kill off each other. I don't feel like WWE and ECW existed at the same time, and they were both enjoyable shows.
But they were also rivals. WWE shut down WCW. Yeah. So
it's funny because the day that they had that rally in Jacksonville, Monday Night Raw was or they had a house show or something in Jacksonville.
SmackDown.
And Jericho said that wasn't out of circumstance or it was strictly they knew what they were doing.
Yep. So then there was people that went from the rally to SmackDown, wearing their AEW merchandise that they bought at the rally, and WWE would not allow people in with that on.
That's so
Stupid.
I mean, WWE has been doing that for years. Like they've always not allowed rival shirts in the crowd. It's always been one of their big things, and so it's not surprising that they're doing it with.
They wear it underneath, and then once you get into the building, you take it off.
Yep, that's right. That's how you do that. I wore a Bullet Club shirt to Starcade last month.
Well,
so
they didn't have. They were primarily all in stuff.
Yeah.
No
So Jericho's the big one here, which I thought is super cool. He's one of my all-time favorite wrestlers. Me and Taggart, our first night that we hung out together was a drunken conversation about Chris Jericho. So
What?
yeah, we did a beer fest games thing, and we drank way too much.
And that's putting it mildly.
Yeah, for sure. So then there's the first night. This is the first night me and Taggart ever hung out, and we were throwing up in a giant garbage can together. And all the while we were talking about how excited we were that Chris Jericho was coming back to WWE at this point.
Mm-hmm.
He had been gone for a while, and they were putting on all these teasers about him coming back, and we were both super excited about it. So that was the beginning of Taggart and I's friendship.
And the rest, as they say, is history.
So they've signed Jericho. They've signed a few other people that were at All In.
Yeah.
Joey Janela was one of them.
But
Neville
Jericho-
from WWE. Neville is now a part of it. His name is Pac now, P-A-C. So he's going to be a part of it. It looks like he's like ready to go for like the title right off the bat, which is cool.
Britt Baker.
Britt Baker, first woman to be signed. She was at All In.
Well, actually, what's her name was the first woman to be signed.
Brandy Rhodes.
Yeah, Brandy was actually
Brandy
the first
is
one.
She's kind of like one of the execs though too.
Yes, yeah.
Chief Brandy.
So that makes me ask this question, which I asked Lane earlier this week: who would win in a fight, Brandy Rhodes or Stephanie McMahon? Because it's going to come down to it one day. They're going to be like the two most powerful women in wrestling.
Yeah,
and I hope that they like get into a fight because of it.
I feel like Brandy would. I feel like she's got more bumping experience.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I said.
That's exactly what Lane said. But I said, Stephanie has been wrestling for longer.
Not really though. She hasn't actually been wrestling.
But it's not. Yeah,
she's been in the business
wrestling.
long.
She takes bumps and whatnot, but she's not a wrestler. No.
She does what Brandy did at All In. She gets in front of trips and takes an elbow, something like that.
I hope that fight happens one day though, because I think it's inevitable that Stephanie's going to hate Brandy Rhodes.
Yeah.
Who else did they sign?
SCU.
Yeah, SCU. That was, of course, no surprise whatsoever.
Hangman is already the champion, right?
He said he's going to be the first champion, is what Hangman said. And then that's when Pac came out and said, no, I'm going to be. So it looks like that's going to be like the first feud for the belt. And like Tiger said, I can't wait to see the actual belts themselves, because WWE's belts look so terrible right now that that these guys are going to come up with some cool looking belts. Yeah, I hope.
Well, I'll take that back. I like their UK belts. Those are cool.
I haven't seen that.
UK ones.
Yeah.
We all need to watch the NXT pay-per-view that happened yesterday. Apparently, the Finn Balor match he wrestled at.
Why did he wrestle at NXT?
That's my NXT, and apparently his match was just off the charts good.
It was in the UK, and he's from Ireland.
Gotcha. So yeah, we got those people. They got those people signed up and everything. They've got multi-year contracts. It sounds that way. It's just a weird time for wrestling right now, because there's so many different indie companies out there now, and a lot of the big top indie people are already signed to other companies.
I like those.
Yeah, those are cool.
Those are the brand new tag team UK tag team championships.
Gotcha. Just it's everything about NXT is better. Or is that the WWE UK or NXT?
That's NXT.
NXT UK.
Okay, gotcha. Everything about NXT is just better than WWE, which is just really weird that they've made it that way.
And I think they said a couple of things about on Raw that I watched a couple nights ago. they said that what's new to come, like in WWE, and they said a bunch of NXT people.
Yeah.
And so I'm guessing those people are gonna come at Royal Rumble.
Yeah, probably.
But I'm kind of worried because like I knew like one of them. One of them was like a bigger guy that like I think was in the one that we watched like a couple months ago. And like I remember he was like really really good. And I'm kind of worried because I know they're gonna change him up there. Have you seen what they did with Daniel Bryan? He's like a huge heel now.
Yeah, I knew that.
I don't like it at all.
Yeah. I was really bummed. We go to a little local wrestling fed here in Cincinnati every once in a while, the NWF, Northern Wrestling Federation. And they had a show that they ran last night that we were going to go to, but then I had to cancel because one of my coworkers turned 40. But Flying Brian, that's actually what they call him, Flying Brian Pillman Jr. made his debut there at NWF last night. I would have loved to have been able to see that, but I missed it.
Awesome.
They call him Pullman or something like that.
Yeah, they posted it on Instagram and they said Brian Pullman Jr. will be in NWF this Saturday night. I'm like, how terrible to misspell the guy's name. He's coming to work your company for the first time and you misspell his name. So I commented and said, you spelled his name wrong. And then they replied to my comment and said, thanks, we missed that. And they deleted my comment and they fixed the spelling of his name.
That sounds about it.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know. I was looking out for Brian Pillman there because I'd be mad if they spelled my name when I was like traveling to work at a company.
It's kind of cool though, since his dad was like he played for the Bengals and
he was from Cincinnati, Brian Pillman was. Yeah. So, but the positive thing is I'm sure he got a good response last night. So I'm sure he'll come back if everything goes well. So next time he comes, we'll have to go see him.
Yep.
So yeah. But hard to figure out who all they're going to sign because a lot of the bigger names are under contracts to other people. Like I want Tessa Blanchard to be there, but she's under contract to Impact. Jordan Grace the same way. She's under contract to Impact. There's just so many that are either ROH or Impact or something. So, or even WWE. I think over the next couple of years, we're going to start seeing like once these people's contracts run up, then they're going to start coming to the AEW.
Do you think the double or nothing's going to be strictly AEW, or do you think they're going to have like they did for All In, like ROH people and Impact people and?
Did it say AEW presents? Is my question because it said being the elite on like the little tokens, but I don't think it ever said AEW like presents Double or Nothing. So I think it probably would be something like All In.
I don't know exactly.
Because if it would say AEW on it, then that would be strictly AEW.
I feel like there's maybe like a chance that they'll have like a working relationship with ROH or something like that, to where they can kind of share talent and not break contracts to go work for the other one or something. One of the things that they mentioned at the press conference was that they're bringing in this Chinese wrestling company. Was it Japanese?
Yeah, Chinese.
Chinese?
Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chinese.
That tag team is how you guys talking about?
No, they said they're like bringing in like some of the wrestlers from this company that they've gone.
So fed in China.
Yeah, like and the young bucks said like they've watched it and like it absolutely blew their mind. So they're gonna like kind of bring that in, which I think is cool because like WCW used to do that back in the day. ECW used to do that back in the day, where they'd kind of bring in like this foreign, Japanese, Chinese,
that can do whatever. Crazy things.
And like we got to see like super cool stuff because of that, like in the ECW days. So I think that's cool. I followed that company on Twitter right after they announced it, and at that point they had like less than 3,000 followers so they're not a very big company by any means.
Yeah. They probably have more than that now.
Yeah, they definitely do now. Yeah. So I like that stuff. Like that's something that gets me excited about it. Like it's because it can't just be the elite guys. Like it can't just be the Bucks and Cody and Kenny, or if Kenny even does go, and all those guys. Like obviously they have to have a full roster.
We need to talk about Kenny. Kenny is a big one that we need to talk about.
Yeah, what's going to happen with Kenny Omega? Is he going to come to AEW?
Real quick.
Gonna show up.
So it's not showing that it's AEW presents.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
So I'm assuming that's probably like all in.
Yeah.
They said that their second show is going to be ran out of Jacksonville, but they didn't say like when or what the show
Is that
was
one
or
that we
anything.
could do? Jacksonville be one that we could
I don't
do?
know, we'll have to look into it. I looked into flights for Double or Nothing
Yeah.
as soon as they were announced, as soon as it was announced. And the really crappy part about it is that it's Memorial Day weekend, so flights are like twice as expensive as they would be any other time, and that really screws it up. Like
That kind of skews that up for them, because
I
then
know
that
it's
means
still
that people probably farther away probably couldn't do something.
yeah.
And a
Just so you
hotel
know-
in Vegas is going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, for sure.
Either way.
Well, actually, no. From what I understand, my buddy Andy at work, he goes to Vegas pretty often, and he said like actually like the hotels and stuff like that like is definitely not the expensive part about it. That like they want you to go spend your money on drinking and gambling and stuff. So the actual, he said like food isn't real expensive, and they want you to spend your money on other stuff. So that's why I was kind of like maybe I could pull off Vegas, but then once I saw how expensive the flights were, there's no way. It'd be about $700 in flights just for me and Lane if we just did that.
I was really hoping it would be in Detroit.
I know, I was too. Detroit would have been so easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know, but Jacksonville's usually pretty cheap to fly to. Unfortunately, Gretchen doesn't still live in Jacksonville, or we would have had a place to crash there while we were there. But I don't know.
Where's she live now?
Miami.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she moved, and because they wanted her at a different Topgolf, so they transferred her.
Cool.
So, yeah. So it's really, like Lane was saying, like at the beginning of the show, it's a really kind of good time to get into wrestling. Like if you haven't been, or if you just haven't watched it in a while, because like right now, like more cool stuff is happening with this than has happened in WWE in just a really long time. So Kenny Omega, that's what we're going to talk about. Kenny Omega, probably the best wrestler in the world right now, in my opinion.
Yes.
He has been wrestling for New Japan for a long time. He won their belt last year. And then they ran their big version of WrestleMania, Wrestle Kingdom, at the beginning of this month. And everybody lost their belts. Kenny lost his belt. Jericho lost his belt. Cody lost his belt.
Everybody lost on matches, too. So even
everybody dropped their belts. So obviously...
Hangman lost.
Yeah.
Marty lost. Everyone lost.
Everybody lost. So the question is... where is Kenny Omega going next? Because he has not been announced for All Elite Wrestling, and there's been lots of rumors of him going to WWE. So what do you guys, what's your hope? What do you think is going to happen? Or do you just not care where Kenny Omega is?
My hope is that he doesn't. My hope is that he doesn't go to...
Pronouns, pal.
But I hope he doesn't, because... if he does go to WWE, I don't think they're gonna use him at all well. I think they're gonna throw him away, and they're just gonna make it have a big pop at Royal Rumble, and then he's probably gonna get like eliminated immediately. Or they're gonna do what they did with AJ Styles and zoom in on Roman Reigns' face when he comes out.
That's a good possibility too. I don't know, I'm kind of not opposed to him going to WWE, because I mean, first and foremost, you gotta look at it as basically every person that gets into this business and starts wrestling, like they all want to make it to the WWE.
But now nobody wants to go to WWE.
But now it's becoming a little bit different. But you can't blame him if he still wants to, go spend a year or two there and then go back to the Indies or something. But so I can't be mad at him for wanting to do that and to get that experience of working for WWE. But I also, I'd rather see him with All Elite Wrestling, because he'll have better matches there for sure.
Yes.
I agree with Lane. That's my take. I feel like a lot of this stuff, like they're going to limit his moves. They're going to limit.
Yeah, he won't be able to do anything
about him.
One Winged Angel will be the first thing that they cross off his list, and that's the coolest move in the world.
The only thing that will be staying is V-Trigger, and they'll probably change the name of that. Yeah. So I'm guessing.
But at the same time, like we're right at the very beginning of All Elite Wrestling, and we have to know that like a lot of the talent is going to start trickling in over the next year or two or three or whatever. So, if you think about, maybe Kenny will show up a year or two from now, and like when he does show up, like that's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
And he's going to get a killer pop and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
My almost my hope is if he does not sign with WWE, what I think would be cool for him to do is to just not say that he is signed with anybody if he signs to AEW, and just kind of keep it as a like he's not wrestling thing. And then when Double or Nothing happens, I'm going to assume that Jericho is probably going to main event that show now that he's actually a wrestler with them. And then I think it'd be cool if Kenny Omega came down and did a run-in on Jericho during his match, which is what Jericho did to Omega at All In. So I think it'd be cool if they kind of reversed
Then he'll
it.
say, "I'll see you on the cruise."
Yes. And then
Well,
that could
I
set
heard-
up for Jericho versus Omega 2.
Yeah.
They wrestled once in Japan. They could set up as a rematch in AEW, and that would be like a huge draw.
Yeah.
I also heard that Jericho is not strictly AEW. He's also going to be doing New Japan stuff still, and
Okay. Yeah, it seems that New Japan, like their contracts don't make it to where you can't wrestle for anybody else. It's the Bucks and Cody are both like, yeah, hopefully we still wrestle there as well too. They haven't said that they're done with that the way they said they're done with ROH.
Yeah, because like I remember Marty said something. "Oh, I'll see you like next week in ROH," and then they were like, well."
Yeah. I have not, and Taggart, I know you actually really don't keep up with it either, but I recommend Being the Elite on YouTube to like everybody. It's so
I've subscribed to them, but I just need to sit down and watch them.
watch them. That's the key part is watching them. They come out like
Yeah.
every Tuesday or so.
You need to
or Monday or
watch
Tuesday.
the episode where they super kick Triple H.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
was hilarious.
There has been some moments on that show over the last couple months that have been like funnier than any TV show or anything I've watched at all. They are they're really good at what they do.
And they're so good at like slapping people in the face too.
I take that back. I watched one with you guys. I think when we were in Chicago.
Yeah, probably the Chicago episode.
Yep. So everybody check out Being the Elite. That's pretty awesome.
Yes.
So we got new wrestling coming up, and that's really exciting to me. I can't wait to
Yes.
see how this all unfolds. It's cool to say that we were there from the very beginning of it. Whatever happens, we were at the show that
Yes.
started
Yes.
all of this.
Yes.
And that is something that hopefully 30 years from now, when AEW is like still the coolest wrestling fed out there, we can always say that we were at the very first one. And that's so cool.
I would like tell my children, I'm like, "Oh, you think that's cool? I was when that started." So
Mhm. That's why when that show came to be, I was like, we need to be there.
because that was history. Like I remember getting like chills when it first started. When the Bucks came out, I was like, "Holy crap! Like this is like actually happening." I'm like completely witnessing history. So I knew that something was gonna happen out of it.
They announced it, and you could just kind of feel like, this is going to be something special.
Yeah.
And if we're able to be a part of it, we should at least
Huge
try.
penises carrying someone out,
Wrestling
beating people up.
penis was one of the greatest wrestling moments ever. That was hilarious.
I still thought it was awesome that you showed me Joey Ryan doing his like little flip thing.
Yeah.
That was like a thing that we had no idea what it was, and you just found that on Instagram.
That video just went viral a couple years ago.
Yeah, and then we're like, and then we see it and we're like, wait a second.
Yeah.
That's the same guy.
the guy.
We know that guy.
Yep. And now he is injured. He's been out for a little while, but he still goes to all of his bookings, and they've got him doing like arm wrestling matches or something now.
Is he still on Lucha Underground?
I think Lucha Underground's done.
Well, I remember it was ending, right? I remember that's
Sounds good.
New
I actually, from what I've read, it sounds like it's done, that it is not going to come back for another season.
Holy
That
crap, the
sucks.
freaking storyline was the weirdest thing.
Yeah, this last year,
like the
I
one
couldn't
guy
get into
died, and then like his grandpa or something
was
came,
weird.
and then he had like a brother that
And
was
they
like this
changed-
crazy big guy.
they changed all the colors in the arena. And
Yeah, and
the
it like looked
ring
like
was-
polished, and it was like
the
we don't
ring
like
was
this.
It's it was a new arena. It wasn't the warehouse or wherever it was called from the
Oh, I
last.
didn't know that.
Oh.
Okay. It looked similar.
Yeah,
I
but
thought.
they made it look the same,
Yeah.
but they made the wing
the
different.
ropes were like bright yellow. The
And
mat was blue.
And it didn't make
Everything
it
was-
look like dark and grimy and like
yeah,
stuff we
it looked
find in our
nice and
garage
clean.
and stuff like that.
It lost its appeal by doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they still got some great wrestlers there. But it does sound like the show is probably done now.
Yeah.
But nobody in there was ever under any contracts anyway. They just wrestled for them because they did like all their entire season filming in like 1 week.
Yeah.
yeah, so everybody should watch some wrestling.
Yes, but you'll watch some wrestling.
I don't think I really have anything else to say about
I
it.
don't think so.
Yeah. Taggart, anything we should have, because we were talking about how we're going to do different themes every week. This week is wrestling, obviously. We should have like come up with like a top 3 something or another that we do at the end of each episode. Can we do that on the spot right now?
Yeah.
Like if we do like, next week we do fighting games, we'll do like our top 3 fighting games at the end of the thing or something. Or if we do
top
Simpsons,
3
top 3
what?
Simpsons game. So top 3 wrestlers of all time, or top 3 wrestling shows you've been to.
I've only been to like 3 wrestling shows.
Okay.
Same here.
Yeah.
So
I've gone to one Raw, one SmackDown, and all in. Like
and a
that's
couple
really...
NWF shows.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I've been to 4.
Well, that doesn't really count because one.
That does count. It's a wrestling.
Well, no. I went to one, and the other one that was like the main one, we left early.
Then we went to another one with Dave and Hunter and Kentucky.
Well, they had to hold up the cage the whole time.
Yes. So top 3 favorite wrestlers of all time. Just keep it simple, or is that simple enough to just?
Yeah.
How about?
Let's start with Taggart. Taggart. We'll go around and say 1 apiece. Can you do 3, 2, then number 1?
I'm still thinking of 3.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't have to be that way at all.
I know my number 1 is probably going to be Kenny. Because he's like one of the most crazy wrestlers I've seen.
All right, so then you already started. Your 3 favorite wrestlers are who? Kenny Omega?
Kenny Omega, Okada, and probably Daniel Bryan. Not new Daniel Bryan. New Daniel Bryan sucks. Old Daniel Bryan when he was good.
Sounds like his new character is pretty cool.
He's like a huge heel.
I'd love to see him quit and go to AEW.
That would be so awesome.
Yeah. I think
that would be the best thing.
I think that's one that's
because he has a belt right now. If he loses,
like I heard that the rumor was that they were trying to get AJ Styles.
Yeah, so AJ Styles, when he went to WWE, like he said, like publicly that he didn't plan on staying there long term.
And then they gave him money.
That he wanted to just go there. He wanted to get the experience of being in WWE and to do that for a couple years, and then he wanted to go back to Japan and doing that kind of stuff. And
but then I'm guessing they gave him a huge paycheck.
Yeah, of course. He's definitely making a huge paycheck without a doubt. But I think him and Daniel Bryan both are good possibilities of when their contracts run up. They want to go do something different, and I hope that happens. I think we're going to see a ton of mid-carders also, like out of WWE, because if we're being honest here, like the guy that started this whole thing, Cody Rhodes, was just a misused mid-carder.
Yeah.
And now he's gone on to starting his own wrestling company. So I think we're going to see a lot of mid-carders and WWE that are like, I could be better than what I am, but they're not giving me the opportunity to do so. And if AEW is going to allow me to do that, then I'm out of here. Yeah. I think we're going to start seeing a lot of that. We're going to start seeing a lot of people once the show starts up. Like we're going to see a lot of people jump ship. I hope that'll make it so much more interesting, because that's what was so good about the WWE versus WCW days, was like people jumping ship when you didn't know what was going to happen, and that was just
and then that has to be
really
so hard
great
to
for
write
fans.
into the story, because like legit, like these people like will quit instead of like having their contracts go out, like will quit, and then like they can't have the storyline of them quitting or like Vince like firing them or something. Like they have to write it in and be like, oh yeah, he got injured, and so now he doesn't wrestle for us anymore, and he's not able to ever wrestle. Doctors said that he will never wrestle again.
.com wishes you your best with your future endeavors. That's what they say to you.
Yes. We hope the best.
So, yeah, hopefully they get
and that'll be around the time WrestleMania. So, I mean, they'll be doing future endeavors around that time anyway.
Yep. So we definitely gotta watch the Rumble because, well, first of all, it's the Rumble. We watch it every year. We would never not watch the Rumble.
We always got to put some money.
But figuring out whether or not Kenny is going to come out is going to be the most exciting part of it all. But apparently, like
if he does not come out at number 30, I will. If he comes out as number 30 and does not win that match,
number 1 and win the match is what.
But
if they want to do Kenny and they want to do Kenny right, he should come out as number 1 and win.
They're not going to do Kenny right. They're gonna...
Right.
No, but if he comes out as number 30 and someone stupid like Braun Strowman gets him out I will turn off the TV. I will not watch the rest of that pay-per-view.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how it all plays out. I really can't.
Like I will not watch the rest of that.
WWE's talking about how they're wanting to make all these changes, and they know that the product they've got out right now is not real good, and they're on the verge of, kind of just a big do-over, and they're going to start all over again. Whether or not any of that will ever actually happen, or if they'll just keep putting on a pretty boring show, I don't know. But maybe if they get somebody in there like
Brock Lesnar came out a couple nights ago.
In there and make a difference. And
Brock Lesnar came out a couple nights ago. He came out about to fight Braun Strowman, and then he walked around the ring and left. So
sounds about right.
That's in a nutshell of what they're doing with everyone. Right
WWE sucks right now.
Yes.
So hopefully AEW comes along and starts being awesome, and that will force WWE to have to try harder.
Yes.
WWE has not had competition in a long, long time, and that is why their show is as bad as it is.
Yeah.
So hopefully by this new company coming out, it'll just enhance wrestling as a whole. Yes. And I think that's what we're on the verge of seeing happen, which is fantastic. I can't wait to see what all happens. Hopefully it's successful, because there's a good chance that it won't work out for AEW. That is a possibility.
Yeah.
But
I think they got enough money to be able to do something.
Yeah.
How many times have you elbowed that wall?
It's this picture frame over here.
That's like the 12th.
All right.
Yeah.
My top 3 is.
Oh, I forgot we were doing top 3s.
I don't know. I'm kind of iffy on this one, but Hogan, Sting, and Austin first.
Okay. Ric Flair, Vader.
You gonna say Jericho?
John Cena.
John Cena.
I had Jericho and I had Omega both going through my mind, but Jericho's been there just so much longer for me. So
John Cena.
Not John Cena. John Cena is Ernest now. Have you guys seen that picture?
Oh, his hair.
I sent it to you.
Oh, you were the one that sent it to me.
I haven't seen that, but I've seen his hair.
It's pretty funny here. You gotta see this one real quick before we go. Let's see.
Here, I got it.
I got it too. let's just let all the YouTube viewers get to actually see it here.
Can you send that to me? I want to save that on my phone.
That's pretty great. So yeah, everybody get out there and watch some wrestling. Man.
Yes, go watch some wrestling.
Screw all the people that hate wrestling.
Yes, it's a great time to watch some wrestling too. So
watch some wrestling. I'm gonna go watch some wrestling when I get done here. Actually, I'm gonna go eat because I'm starving to death. So Taggart, thank you for joining us on this cool new episode of Howdy Radio.
Thanks for having me.
And we plan on having Taggart on very often.
Yes. Hopefully.
I'm kind of hoping like maybe even every week if we can make it happen. That's how I want to do it. I want Taggart to be a part of the Howdy Radio, the Next Generation family. We're going to get my buddy Dave.
We hope you good on your future endeavors.
No, we're not fired.
Oh. Thought that was part of it.
We're going to get Dave on here. Dave wants to get some podcasting again, so we'll get him on here for an episode here soon. And we could do it with all 4 of us. You know, we don't have to kick Taggart out just because Dave wants to come. We can all do it. We'll just figure it out as it goes. And we'll get some more special guests, probably some people from the Unknown podcast on here sometimes. That'll do it.
And I'll jump on the Unknown here again soon.
Yeah. I got this new mic, so I just want to podcast all day and all night now.
We feel so much like a pro now.
This thing is so cool. It is ginormous.
I want to podcast all night.
I love it. It's awesome. The coolest microphone ever. All right. Thanks for joining us, Taggart.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Hit stop on your Audacity. Save that as a WAV file, please.
All right. Save project is for an Audacity project, not an audio file. For an audio file that will open in other apps, use export. Export as WAV. Okay.
And then the next screen comes up. You can just click OK. You don't need to fill out any of the metadata.
Okay.
And that'll take a couple minutes. And then when we're done recording the outro for the show, I will get a folder on Google Drive and invite you to it.
Sounds good.
Cool, man. All right, we need to continue our stream, but I can't really do anything until this stops saving. But if you would just X out of yours, and then I hope that me and Lane will still be here, able to talk after you do that.
Yeah, he can just leave.
Let me know.
I'll send you a text when I get the Google Drive thing set up.
All right. Sounds good.
Thanks, man. Later.
Later.
Cool. There's the bathroom.
All right. That was cool. That went pretty well.
That was a loud noise.
Guess we don't need the things for just us talking.
Or it might be helpful to hear what we sound like with those things instead of.
Oh.
Like the main event guys don't get paid. Will get paid the same as the bus match on the college
So
guys.
like the women's champion will get paid
The same as the men's
as
champion.
men's champion, which is cool. Which is very cool.
Yes. That was like. They weren't updated, I think. Maybe. I don't know. All I know is that it restarted.
What?
My phone is only restarted. Or updated. Such a great picture. Oh my goodness.
All right, you ready for the outro?
Yeah.
Ready, go.
What are we doing? What?
You're supposed to go.
I wasn't ready
Ready?
at all.
Go.
What am I supposed to say?
I don't think we've ever done an outro before.
Are we just gonna say well, that's it for this episode?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready, go.
Well, that's it for this episode of Howdy Radio: The Next Generation, episode 36.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, we talked a lot of wrestling today.
Yeah, we talked about a good amount of wrestling.
Yeah.
So if you're still here listening and you like wrestling that much, that's awesome.
Yes.
Next week, we'll figure out something to talk about. I don't know exactly what topic to go with next week.
Matters what happens next week.
We'll figure it out between now and
Something.
then. So hopefully,
if some big news happens, then we'll talk about that.
Mhm.
So
hopefully you like the little format change we're going with here. Just trying something different. Just switching it up. We don't want to just keep doing the same thing.
No.
That's what we kept doing, and then we got bored doing it, and we kind of stopped doing it there for a while. So we got to switch it up and keep it interesting.
Yep.
So new microphone, new computer, the ukulele.
Yes.
As of right now, I haven't recorded a new thing yet, but if you're listening to the episode, you might have heard a guitar instead of a ukulele.
Yes. Brand new.
Yeah. So.
And also, we are getting on episode 40. Like, we are very close.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like a good time for change right here.
Yep. I'm going to redo the graphics. I'm going to work on all this stuff today. It's going to be Howdy Radio Day on the computers down here. We're going to make it look cool, make it sound cool, hopefully. Hopefully you don't miss the ukulele. Let us know if you like the new setup for, the different themes every week. Check out my other podcast, The Unknown Podcast, theunknownpod.com. or at howdyinc.com or on all the different social medias. Check out my buddy Kyle. He runs a podcast called Iconoclash, and you can go get that on at iconoclash.com or keezy.com. They got a really good show going on over there, so check that out. Anything else?
Nope, I don't think so.
Cool. All right, well, it's good to be back. It's good to be doing something a little different here. That's about it.
Yeah.
See you next time. intro.
I forgot about that.
Here, say people are going to be mad at you for getting rid of the ukulele.
Okay. You know, people are going to be mad at you for getting rid of that ukulele.
All right, YouTube. That's everything.
Yes, it is.
Hopefully, the episode will be available on all podcast apps later tonight.
Yes. See ya.